Welcome everybody to Gemini season, and we're going to be doing a pick a card for everyone regardless of when your birthday's at. We do have a special birthday reading for all of the sun babies for Gemini. I'll have that linked in the description box below. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the special birthday bonus reading for those sun babies. But your first option, of course, is going to be for Gemini here. And I also put out crystals here. I'm not an expert in those yet, so if you want to choose by stones and crystals, you can also look at those. I believe this is Tiger's Eye, and that's about all I'll know. And then reading number 2 is going to be for Mercury itself. Mercury does rule Gemini. This is some sort of blue lapis or something along those lines. And if you know what these are, feel free to put them in the description box below for everyone. Number 3 will be the air, because Gemini season is all about the air element. It is an air sign. And I believe this is angelite. Beautiful blue. And then reading number 4 will be the third house, because that is what Gemini is as well, is the third house. And there's this beautiful stone here. And of course, you can pick as many of these as resonates with you, or all of them if you feel so inclined. But if you want to jump to one of the others, all the timestamps are in the description box below, but I'm going to start with Gemini reading number 1. If you chose reading number 1, which was Gemini, then this is the reading for you. And we also have, I believe this is the Tiger's Eye. We're just going to put these over to the side. Now, any of the cards I use in a reading, I do put in the description box below. So these are the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. And we're going to start off by pulling a card from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. But looking at the Gemini energy, if you chose this is about communication. It's about intellect and curiosity, quick-wittedness, spontaneity, variety. I mean, all these are characteristics of the Gemini. So if you're resonating with those during this period, those are there for you. Now, Gemini, what we're going to be looking at is where can you lighten up and stop taking things so seriously? Where can you step outside of your routine and kind of infuse some versatility in that area of your life? So we're going to be looking at where can you lighten up and give yourself a little bit of slack in your area. Because Gemini, I know I'm an air sign for my sun, and definitely we can get overthinking and get caught up in our minds, and we can get so serious about stuff. So this is kind of like this little nudge to have a little more fun. Where can you lighten up in your life? So we're going to start off here, like I said, with the Spirit of the Animal Oracle, and just see what area of your life can you lighten up and be a little more flexible. And this is the one that they want to go with. So we will look at this one, and you have the Hawk or the Messenger, which is what Mercury actually is, that rules Gemini. They're known as the messenger of the gods, right? And it says on here, Spirit is sending you a message. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So I love that. We're just going to put that in the middle here. A little further down. There we go. And we'll also look and see what other information comes in here with the hawk. But I really feel like this is like lightening up. You don't have to control everything. Sometimes our to-do list is so long because we feel we have to be on top of everything and control everything, and that of course brings stress, and we only have so much energy to invest into things. So if you have a pitcher, like a 1-quart pitcher of water, which is your energy, and you have 50 cups, you're only going to be able to fill up a very small amount of each of the cups. So it's like getting down and focusing on what's important so you can fill those up and let all let other stuff go, and really connect with that. Let's see what other energy comes with the hawk here. It is courage, it is swiftness, it is clear sight, focus, intensity, premonition, fidelity, higher purpose, discernment, and of course messages from spirit. So the hawk, with its extraordinary vision and high vantage point, has the ability to see what others cannot. Hawks are associated with the realms of the ancient gods. Jupiter and Mercury both had hawk as their ally, so hawk is often called messenger of the gods. To just see a hawk or hear its chill cry can be a warning to be more aware. Look to all the details and omens to pause and reflect on what may be amiss. Hawks mate for life, and the pair raises their young in a strong and secure nest. Hawks look out for family, and when embroiled in family issues, they take flight and breathe the fresh air. Too much emotion can cloud hawk's clear vision. Hawk also means spirit is at hand. So hawk people benefit from focus and sharp observation to guide them to the best outcome. They believe in a bright future because they soar above others and see the way to success in all ventures. Optimism is one of Hawk's virtues. So if Hawk calls you, it may be wise to spend some time studying the currents of life and follow where they lead. The wind with its power and direction will be your guide. You can fly and reach the sky. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and wiser than you know. That's beautiful. And it asks like these kind of pondering questions, which you can ponder during the Gemini season here. Let me just make sure if it's just those. Yep. And so there are 4 in it. So whichever ones resonate. Have you lost your bird's eye view and are missing the obvious? Is it time to get more focused on family or goals? Are you listening to the messengers of the gods? Or has emotion clouded your perception? So some great things to look over there. And of course, we're going to look into the tarot. And these are the tarot of the divine. And we're going to just see what else they want you to know about this. Lightening up. So I really feel like it's, we've gotten too serious. We're invested in so much emotions. There's been so much going on, so much that we're wanting to control that we're exhausted. And it's like, the hawk is helping us move from being, right down in it and not being able to see the clearer picture and allowing you to rise higher and see things from the bird's eye view and see, okay, what's important? What did I get lost in? And it's kind of like taking this step back. I also love the connection to the spirit world because they are the eye in the sky. They do have this higher viewpoint. And so if you're unsure and you're not seeing it yourself, if taking a step back isn't helping, just really taking deep breaths and calming down, purposely raising your vibration to that of spirit, which is of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and not taking things so seriously, right? Taking some time to get into that place of joy. That's when you can hear the whispers of love of spirit more clearly than all the loud, chaotic noise when you're down actually in the battle, right? So I love that. For all those that chose Gemini, what else would you like them to know about their Gemini season and this taking things too seriously? I say that because I know I can get into that mode. I go into task mode, as I call it. And people are like, haha, this is funny, haha. Okay, but we got work to do. And they're like, come on, laugh. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. So we have these 4 here and those 2 down there. And so let me just split these out. And I do want to start with this one over here. And you've got the Strength card. Yes. So the Strength card, of course, tells you, like all this was saying about all those strengths and abilities that you have that I was talking about that you might have forgotten. The Strength card is also telling you that you have so much more strength within you than you have been taught. The Strength card also is this beautiful story of becoming aware of your higher self, because you've got the lion and then you have the maiden. And the lion represents our human side. It represents this character that we're playing here on the planet, and you came here to experience all that chaos and all those things that are rooted in fear. But we have a higher self. The maiden is that spiritual side. It's the actor behind this character of the lion. And, they are this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. We purposely veil ourselves from remembering that as we are on this character in the lion, at least in the beginning, because we want to have that experience of being fully in the lion, down in the jungle, down within all of this chaos and everything that's going on. And we're taught to look outside of ourselves for our fulfillment and our wholeness. And so we're taught to, relationships define us, and they're supposed to make us feel whole and complete. Situations and circumstances like our jobs, education, social status, etc., whatever situations we can get into, those are supposed to make us feel whole and complete and, make us feel safe. And then, of course, our bodies and possessions and bank accounts, those things are supposed to make us feel whole and complete, fill us up, and make us feel in control and safe. But the thing about all those external things is they are not stable. They are unstable. They don't make us feel safe. They actually make us feel more fearful, because it's so fluctuating, right? Because relationships, people change or pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, or are stolen. And so when the lion is looking for those things to make itself feel fulfilled, to make itself feel safe and in control, it does the opposite. It actually makes them feel unsafe, out of control, and hungry and more thirsty than they ever had been before. So they end up getting so desperate that they're going through the jungle roaring in desperation. They're hangry, they're hungry, angry, and even a Snickers bar is not going to make them feel better, right? And so our higher self is always in tune with our animal little lion self down here, and so it hears us roaring and it comes down to us, and it doesn't try to kill us and put us out of our misery or try to control us and manipulate us, because it knows what it's really hungry for. What our lion side is hungry for is for the unconditional love that we get from the other side. We knew it, and we come here where there is none of it on the outside world. We can only find that from within. And lo and behold, our higher self is made of unconditional love. So it comes down and hugs and gives the love that we've been searching for all along to our lion side. And that is what makes it feel safe and secure. And so, we're talking about this control and falling out of control in our life and trying to control everything out there, because we're taught we're supposed to control everything out there to feel safe. But the only thing that's going to make us feel safe is this connection to the higher realms where unconditional love exists. So with this message of where can we become more lenient, more flexible, and go with the flow and have fun, it's all about connecting to the higher realms, is what this card is basically saying. They wanted me to tell you that whole story because we're visual, but it is about connecting to the higher places. Let's see what else we have here too. Yep, Six of Swords. So swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes. It's the air element, which is what Gemini is. And this is about moving from one way of believing to a new way of believing. Moving from the lion beliefs that we have to look into the outside world, connecting to these capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love. This is this movement of thought, this movement of beliefs that's coming in, and that is perfect because that's all in alignment with that. So it's really questioning, this is Gemini air season, so we are going to be in our thoughts, rooted in our beliefs, and understanding what is it really that I need to be in control of and what I can let go of. And this is this movement, which is great because this is showing you that you do make this movement in your mind from it. Yeah. Then you have the Eight of Swords. So more movement to a new level of thinking. The Eight of Swords basically tells you that you become aware that all the things that were making you feel restricted and bound and blinded were your own thoughts and your own beliefs. So there is this, again, movement that's happening in your thoughts and beliefs. And this is great because this is basically telling us that we get it and we start making this movement. Eights, the eight of the suits, for me, really are about movement to the next step, movement to a new level, moving up in awareness. And so this is definitely coming in for you. You are moving higher with this hawk, right? And then you have the Queen of Wands. Wands energy is all about our energy. It's our drive, it's our passion, it's our inspiration, but it is our energy. And the Queen of Wands is perfect, again, for this message, because the Queen of Wands is one of the few, and actually the only one out of the royalty in the wand suit that connects to the higher realm to make her decisions, to help her in movement. And so this is perfect because normally she has a black cat and the other, like the knight and the page and the king, have like a lizard or a salamander to protect them from risk. But she doesn't feel like she's taken a risk because in addition to this beautiful wand energy, this fire energy that she has, all of the queens also have water energy. And that water energy is the connection to the intuition, to the subconscious and the unconscious, the moon and the spiritual world, right? And so this is her ability to connect to the higher realms in making decisions. In the maze of life, like we're talking about seeing things from the eye in the sky, I usually talk about the Queen of Wands, that she is in the maze and she goes and, the walls are so high, you can't see outside of them. You can only get up to a point where you have to either turn left or right. She just says, hey, and consults up above and says, what's the next step? Which should I go? Should I go left or should I go right? And she's so in tune with the messengers and the eye in the sky that they're like, take a right. And she's like, okay, take a right. And everyone else says, oh my gosh, how can you make such a quick decision, a quick movement in that? And why does it always unfold successfully for you, for your highest experience? And she's like, because I trust. She looks to that higher, and that's why she's able to move the energy and this laser focus and get stuff done. And when it talked about here too, about that you might be distracted into too many areas of your life, the Queen of Wands is the perfect energy to help you because she laser focuses. She puts away all that, energy into she stops pouring energy into all those glasses of, that are unimportant, and she zeroes in and puts the energy where it is most important. And how does she know that? Because she connects higher. So I love it. And then you have the Knight of Wands. So definitely there's this huge movement in your energy. All of the knights always have a quest, and the quest that the Knight of Wands goes on is for the Ace of Wands, which the Queen is holding in her hot little hands there, which is a new passion, a new drive, a new level. Again, there's this new spark that happens in your life. And that makes sense because you're probably feeling exhausted with trying to control all those things in the outside world, right? Trying to fill up all those cups. You feel empty because you're like, you have, like I said, this much out of the 50 glasses that you're filling, there's like a little drop in each of the bottoms, and you're like, I feel so empty. I feel like I'm never going to be able to fill all these cups. Like, you're not, because you're not supposed to. It's not the way it works. You're getting rid of like 49 of the glasses, and there's one glass that you're going to focus on. You're going to fill it up, and then you'll bring in the next glass when the other one is full. And this is like this quest that you're on, is to find what is the one passion, the one thing that you want to do, and do that, not 50 things. So this is great. Good clarity. Then your final one is the Six of Wands. So you had the Six of Swords there with movement, and the Six of Wands is about this movement in your energy, because this is the wands, that's that energy. So you're moving from looking at your inspiration in your drive from one to another. It's like from one shore to another with this as well, because you can see how she's on a horse, and this is the recognition card. So you're moving your energy from where you're wanting to be recognized. You know, we a lot of times get driven to the outside world for our recognition, and we're thinking, again, like that lion, we think that having that relationship with others and that praise from others and that recognition from others is what's going to make us feel that wholeness and completeness. But the lion will tell you, no, this made me hungrier, more hungry, right? And this is about switching your recognition to up above, to those that have the true picture, the true understanding, eternal, unconditional love and admiration for you. And so you're switching this focus to a new level in your life. And I love that. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here. These are the Everyday Miracle cards, and we're just going to see. These are like from the Course in Miracles. We're just going to see what the final message that they have for those of you that chose the Gemini card. So what's your final message? Okay, they actually want this one right here. Yep, there is no will other than God's. And I'll show you the back here, and I'll read that as well. And that says, when you've learned how to decide with God, your messengers from above, all decisions become as easy and as right as breathing. There is no effort, and you will be led as gently as if you were being carried down a quiet path in summer. What a perfect card for here, because this basically allows you to have this attitude, right? And I love the dandelions here too. It's making this wish. It's sending it out to the universe. But I love this, that when you're going through the maze we were talking about and you feel lost, what better, individuals to reach out to other than the spirit world that sees outside of space and time. They see the big picture. This is the Queen of Wands saying, yeah, I could totally take control of my life and make all these decisions based on my mind that this is all talking about, right? But if all my thoughts and beliefs of the human side, the character of the lion, are all for naught, it's going to lead us in where we're not going to have that wholeness and that completeness. But they up above will know what is best for our highest experience here and for our path. Wouldn't we ask of them? It's like playing those, $1 million games where you can phone a friend, and you're like, wouldn't you want a friend who's a genius and all-knowing and has access to the internet? Wouldn't you call them for the answer? Not your friend who, has no idea of what's going on in the world, that's been living on an island all by themselves going, what do you mean book? What is a book? And you're like, oh my gosh, I called the wrong person, right? So this is about contacting the most important, the most aware, the most intelligent, the most all-knowing resource possible for making decisions in your life. And that's where this, we become so serious trying to control everything. It's like, I'm going to go with the flow, contact up above, and it makes life so much easier. I don't have to do this alone. I have this connection. I have this phone a friend that's more awesome than anything else. So I love this for you, all of you that chose reading number 1 for the Gemini. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these seasonal, like Gemini and all the zodiac signs as they change each month. In addition to these readings, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button. Also click the subscribe button. That gives you access to this notification bell. When you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love and get these messages to other people as well that might need to hear these. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or subscribe to the channel especially, makes the YouTube algorithm so excited, wants to share these videos and messages with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I'm of course very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information is in the description box below. All right, all of you that chose the Gemini card as you go through this amazing Gemini season, please know every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 2, which is the Mercury card, and this blue, I think it was lapis lazuli or something, or maybe something along those lines, and this is the message for you. We're going to put these over here, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle, and I want to let you know that, these cards here are from the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, and any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below, so if you're interested in any of those, you know where you can get them. But we're going to start off here by pulling just a card for Mercury here. Now, Mercury kind of tells us how we communicate to others and how we want to be communicated with. So, some of the Mercury energy that we want to bring into this reading is just asking, where can we find more clarity in our life? So those of you that chose reading number 2, that is what we're going to be looking at. And we're going to first pull, like I said, from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle to see what area of your life that you could use some clarity in. And they do want to give you 2, so we will do that for sure. And we're going to start off here. The first one is the Heron and Patience. I know, ugly word, patience. But this says, create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So you can find more clarity. And I feel like this is like, be patient, but you can have clarity towards your life purpose, and having patience and stepping away from it all is a big piece of that. We'll put that one right there. And then you also have the Grizzly Bear, Power. Very strong card here. That one says, I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. We're going to look into more energies on these too, but this is kind of, it's almost like night and day, right? Because they are both different colors here, but they kind of have this cohesiveness too, because they both, I think, like fish, which the grizzly has in his mouth. And so there is this understanding what your purpose is, knowing that you have the strength and the power and that you can trust your intuition to guide you in that direction. And I love that. Let's take a look here, though. I'm going to read the Heron first. And that one says, the heron does live in 2 worlds at the same time. Their feet are planted in the watery world of intuition, and their head is in the sky of the mind, which is what Mercury is, air sign, right? I mean, it's air energy. They stand for long hours staring into the water and their own reflection. So introspection helps heron people know themselves and understand others. They need to be careful to not let self-absorption turn into self-criticism. So the heron is usually solitary and loves the peace and quiet of isolation. They can be very happy alone, and their shyness is not weakness, but self-preservation. So heron person is highly intuitive, thoughtful, graceful, and authentic. You are a natural philosopher and ponder the deeper meanings of existence. You are aware and watchful, and these traits keep you safe. And then I want to also read the grizzly bear. Yeah, and the grizzly bear is a tremendous totem for strength and wisdom. So a person with this totem is an old soul with many lessons already learned. So awakened intuition and introspection combine with primordial power in grizzly people. So this is totally talking about all that intuition and introspection. And this is saying like, yeah, you're not new to this. This is like old hat for you. And so you are taking this, and it has brought you power. And it says in winter, bears hibernate and birth their young while sleeping and dreaming. One of the most dedicated mothers in the wild, grizzlies show fierce protection and tenderness toward her young. Grizzly bears emerge in spring with new wisdom from the dream time, which gives the grizzly person a strong link to spirit. They're often the chosen totem of shamans. So I love this for you because this is definitely reiterating doubly, that it's important for you to have this alone time, this introspection, and this reflection, because you come out the other side of it in such, like winter's kind of like the barren time. And, of course, bears, they go into that hibernation. It's like this month for you is about very much hermit energy of stepping away. Doesn't mean you have to like ostracize yourself from everyone and everything, but it is generally about making yourself a priority and taking time to yourself to do this introspection, to connect to your intuition, to that higher spiritual energy during this time, because it is going to be just such an awakening thing for you. And that's where you find your clarity for your life, is by doing that. We're also going to pull cards here from these tarot, which are the tarot of the divine. And we're just going to see what else that the creator or the spirit would like you to know about your clarity. So what else for those that chose the Mercury card? Number 2, please. Okay. I do want these 2. What else? Okay, these 2. What else? Okay, that one. Is there more? Last pass. Yep, that one right there. All right. So you've got all these here, and we're going to start with this one over here. And you've got the King of Cups. Cups are your emotions. It's very much the water energies, like that when I was talking about the heron has one foot in their emotions and the reflection. The King of Cups is the highest, emotion that you can reach within the suit. They're at the very, very end. And so the King of Cups, normally they would have a king with the actual holding the Ace of Cups. And so what that is, of course, the Ace of Cups is full of the, it's like the chalice, it's like the Holy Grail, it's full of the living waters, the essence of the unconditional love of the other realm, of the higher realm. And so this is about this mastery too of your emotions and your intuition, and getting into that. It's very much this balance though too, for what we're talking about, because all of the kings, in addition to the element that they rule over, which is the water element here with the cups, all of the kings of the suits also have a portion of air energy, which is the mind. And so there's this balance going on of the heart and mind coming into this as well, which makes sense with Mercury. And that's a lot of the energy is balancing out the difference between, am I too emotionally into something, or am I too mentally into something? Because when we're in these extremes, that usually doesn't unfold very clearly for us. So the clarity comes in balancing both your mind and your emotions. Let's see what else they have to say here too, though. Yeah. You have the Wheel of Fortune, card number 10 of the Major Arcana. Endings and new beginnings. Things are shifting for you here, which is what you're wanting. But there's a great story around this too, because the Wheel of Fortune, what Spirit gave me a story that, before we came down here, our souls chose what character it wanted to represent itself for, and like what avatar it wanted to walk through this planet in, which is ourselves. So, this character, Danny Bredezen, is what my higher self wanted to experience this life through. And it chose when I was going to be born and when I'm leaving, and all these fated events that it wants to have happen in my life. But within each of those fated events, I still have the power to choose what story I want to put around it through my mind, and what emotion I want to feel with it through my emotions, right? So there's this balancing here of heart and mind, but it's telling me that I'm not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode in a gorge. I'm on a monorail train that is connected to the tracks, that has all these stops that are happening on purpose for purposes I go through my life. But within each one, I get to choose what it means. I am not at the whim of everything that's going on in the world. Now I have my stories and my emotions that I'm conditioned to choose because of all those popular opinions of the human world have taught me that, all those shoulds and supposed tos and need tos and have tos and musts of the human world that are rooted in fear of rejection and fear of not being good enough, all that stuff that we've been conditioned to. When that happens, this is what it means. When that happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. But I've got this power that I get to choose it. And even though it doesn't feel like we have that power to choose it because it's become our habit and our reaction, if we slow down and take a deep breath, and really taking this time away allows us to look at how we've reacted in the past. Why did I put that story around it? Why did I feel that way through it? I get to understand and have this clarity come in that I get to choose differently if I want to. And I move from this feeling like the world is happening to me and that I'm a victim of the world, that I can change to where all this stuff is unfolding for me for some reason, and I get to go with the flow of life if I so choose, but I get to look at life differently because of that. So beautiful clarity coming in with that. And you also have the strength card. The strength card is this beautiful story too, because our little human character that was chosen, like I was talking about, is the lion, and the maiden in the story is our higher self, our eternal self, the character, and then the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that is made of unconditional love. It is what we are hungering for and what we're searching for. And, the strength, when it was talking about this, I was totally thinking about the strength card, of course. So there is this inner strength that you glean the more time you spend connecting to your higher self, because that higher self brings us what we're truly searching for, which is this unconditional love of the higher realms, right? So there is this message here about connect to that capital T truth of the higher realm, connect to your higher self, because that is where you're going to find the clarity that you're looking for. Then you have the sun. So yeah, definitely a very bright card, bringing in, the sun comes in, shines light on all areas of our life, from shining on our strengths, showing us who we really are, shining on the cobwebs, showing us the things that are untrue, and helping us discover what is, most important in our lives, but basically shining light upon everything. So we have this clarity that comes in, and you've got these major arcana coming in here too. I mean, so far 3 out of the 4 of these tarot are major arcana cards, which the major arcana are like life impacting things. The suits are like chapters in a book, but this is like another book in the series. It's like you're moving into this whole new place with this clarity, which is very, very powerful, right? Let's see what else we got here too. And then you have the Page of Coins. So coins or pentacles is your outside world, and the pages are messengers. So you're going to be getting messages coming from the outside world with this clarity as you're taking here. You're going to be getting messages from humans, but these messages and these confirmations, these signs are going to be these confirmations for you, and it's going to be bringing you awareness. Again, with the sun there, this is about, you're going to be getting truths coming in, these awarenesses coming in. The pages in the coins or the pentacles for me really are this journey of getting to know your worth and how you are looking at yourself in the outside world. I mean, the Strength card talks about that a lot too, that because we're taught to define ourselves and our worth by the outside world, right? Relationships, situations, and things in our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts. But we learn through the process, as the lion does in here, when he was eating of those things in the outside world, they left him wanting still, left him still hungry and thirsty, because relationships, those are based on people, and people change or people pass away. So it's very unstable, not fulfilling. Situations never stay the same. And of course, things or our bodies deteriorate or break down or are stolen. And so that all those things are unstable. And so this page of coins helps with this new awareness, this new worth, this new place of worth that you're coming into, which makes sense. We're talking about you really discovering your true power and really discovering who you are, what gifts you have, what you're able to put out into the world. So you are moving to this new place and understanding just how powerful you are and what you have to offer. Yeah, and then you have the King of Coins. So 3 major arcana, 2 kings and a page, so all royalty within the suits. A very powerful and very enlightening season for Gemini for you. And so the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, is basically a lot of what I was talking about here. I mean, the Sun is probably considered maybe, if not the most virtuous and rewarding card. The King of Pentacles, King of Coins would be, running in the top 3 cards in the deck around that. So you do have this abundance that comes from this inner search and taking this time away. They're basically telling you it's worth it for you to take this time away to understand it, because it's going to release so much and bring so much clarity into your life. It's just going to be a life-changing journey for you for this season. And again, the King of Coins always brings in that message I was talking to, that he learned about his worth. When he looked outside of himself for his worth, he felt unstable, because all of those things were unstable. But once he connected to this inner love, this inner strength, this inner light, that is where he discovered the stability, because unconditional love has no conditions. So there's nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to gain any more of it, because you have it all already. And you just have it just because of who you are, not because of anything you've done or not done. So there is this wonderful solidity of your worth coming into play here too. And lastly, we're going to pull a card here from these ones here are the Everyday Miracles card, and this is based on the Course in Miracles. And we're just going to see what the final message the Creator has for all of you that chose reading number 2, Mercury. All right, so what's your final message, please? Okay, this one right here. It says, "There is nothing my holiness cannot do." I'll let you see that, and then I'll read it. And it says, "Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind." So your holiness is your higher self, and it does release you from all of those, I'm going to use this one here, any limits of this human world, all this mirage, talked about the Wheel of Fortune, this facade of restriction, of all these events, all these fated events in this giant play. It's drama for our experiences here, but when you connect to your higher self, you connect to this higher power and this true strength of yours, you're not impacted by it. You're not influenced as much by it. The more and the more and the more you connect with your inner light and your higher self, the less you worry about all this the small t truths, all those things, those unstable things of the outside world, because you do find your inner stability and your inner worth. And when you have your worth based on your inside, the outside doesn't shake you. It just reinforces the more you look at the outside world, and you just kind of like almost giggle, because you're like, oh my gosh, you're trying to tell me that I must buy this piece of merchandise or I'm worthless. And you're like, yeah, that's pretty funny. But it brings you the clarity that you're looking for. So I love this for all of you that chose reading number 2 for the Mercury card here. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a couple of other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button. Also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love and helps these messages and videos get out to others so they can hear these messages that might be life-changing for them. So when you like a video, or you share a video, you comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, doing any of those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it does want to share the videos with other people. So if you feel inspired to do any of those, I am grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information's in the description box below. All right, beautiful Mercury card selectors, as you go through this amazing Gemini season month, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon though. And so in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. All right, if you chose reading number 3, which is the air element, then this is the reading for you. And I'm just going to put those over here. And just a heads up that any of the cards that I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. These introductory cards here are from the Heavenly Bodies Astrology. And what we're going to start from first is the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. But before we jump into that, if you selected this air element, then this is kind of about, like, the air is a scattered type of energy, but it's because you're everywhere all at the same time, kind of gathering information. But you are more aware, because when you are, everywhere air is, you are absorbing this information. And what we're going to be focusing on for this reading around the air element is, where in your life can you step out of your mind and dream more? And that's the energy that I wanted to focus in on. So we'll just give these a quick shuffle and just see where in your life you can step more out of your mind and allow yourself to dream just a little bit more. It just doesn't mean get out of your mind completely and become just a dreamer, but it is about allowing yourself a little bit of a dream. So let's take a look here for all those that chose the air element for number 3. Okay, they do want this one right here for you. And you have the horse. Yeah, freedom. Definitely what we were talking about. So your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. So you can't make that up. So definitely there is this movement towards your dreams and allowing yourself to dream. We're also going to read from the book here, see what other energy they want you to know about, because this is about the freedom and travel, exploration. You do have endurance, like it talks about, ambition and power and stamina. Also has to do with friendship, luck, beauty, and accomplishments. So the horse is humanity's greatest partner. Horse people accomplish great things and usually go further than others think is possible. They also get the job done and have energy to spare. So the horse is the friend of the shaman and the mystic and faithfully carries them to realms of power. Horses signify the need for freedom, for exploration and discovery. Horse medicine helps break stagnant patterns and creates opportunities for new life directions. So if horse shows up on your path, they may be encouraging you to strive for more freedom, right? Getting out of the mind and allowing yourself to move towards a dream. So has your life become boring? Horse energy will reconnect you to new horizons and greener pastures. So if horse is your totem, you are a lover of travel and adventure. You can accomplish great things and you love to serve on your own terms. Your fulfillment comes from an ever-changing landscape. You need to watch out for those who would try to fence in your brave spirit. So call upon horse to refresh your energy, endurance, and ambition. You have the gifts to give to the world. So hold on to your horse and ride toward your destiny. And I really love that for you. It does have like 4 statements or questions that you can focus on if they resonate with you, or whichever ones resonate with you during the Gemini season. The first one is, have you lost control of the reins of your life? Say no more often. Number 2, have you lost your freedom? Find it in nature. Number 3, breathe in fresh air to regain your authentic self. And number 4, don't let the desires of others fence you in. So I do have this energy. Definitely, we were talking about, all these thoughts, these supposed tos, these shoulds. It's like all that stuff, that pressure is like the fence that is blocking you in. And basically, it's like leap over those and allow yourself to dream and really connect to this energy. I love that. We're also going to pull from these tarot, which are the tarot of the divine. Just see what else they want you to know about this dreaming and this freedom. All right, so for those that chose the air element, what else do you want them to know, please? Okay, they do want this one here, that one here, and then they want this one, and this one, and the one from the bottom, they said. So we will do that. And it's funny, they want it to be like this, because this is like fencing you in, but they want to show that you actually have this pathway out to freedom. And they want to start with this one here, and you do have temperance. So this is about the balancing out of things. So the balancing of the heart and the mind, the balancing of the supposed to and the should, the restrictions and responsibility versus balancing it with dreaming and taking this step and this wonderful, it's like you've been feeling this restriction for so long in your life that it's like, well, this is what I want to do, but I know that that's not the responsible thing to do because I should, it's like they're showing me in my head, you have this dream vacation you want to go on, but you're like, I really should spend the money on improving my yard and redoing that and blah, 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 right? Because then the price of the house will be good if I want to sell it. But they're like, you know what? If you don't enjoy life and you don't enjoy your success and celebrate it as you're going along, not waiting until you retire to go have fun and enjoy your, like the dream vacation and stuff, make it happen now. Because, that's one of the big things that these last couple of years taught me is, what are we waiting for to live our dreams, to die? Because you never know. That's one thing that there's so many, millions of people went on to the other realm without living their dreams because they were waiting. And then here this, virus hits and all this other stuff hits the world, and you don't know we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. And yeah, so this is the balance between responsibility and living your dream. Next, you want me to do this one first. And so you have the magician. Yes, you have everything that you need within you to make your dreams come true. The magician is the master manifester. They represent our higher self, expressing and allowing themselves to be a conduit of the beautiful love that is within us, flowing through us and out to the world. They always have like a table in front of them, usually, that has all of the suits in front of it. It has the wands, which means you have all the drive and the ambition and the passion and the energy to get things done, which is what we were talking about with that horse. You have the pentacle or the coin on there, which means you have the worth, you have the ability to make things unfold into the outer world. You have the sword, which is about the mind and the mental fortitude and the mental strength and the mental ability to think through things, but not. The danger of that one is that we get too much into our mind and we don't go into the cup that's on the table as well, which is the emotions, the heart. And so the magician has everything in front of it to have its dreams come true, which is so perfect for everything we've been talking about. And then you have the 8 of coins. The 8 of coins or 8 of pentacles is about that you're ready to move to a new level in the outside world. It's the next level. You've been doing the work, you've been doing the study, you've been doing, putting all the effort in the outside world, but it's time to move up to that next level. It's like if you were an apprentice studying under a master for years and years and years, and you know how to do it, whether that's education or even relationship or work or whatever it might be, you are ready to move to that next step, to that next level. And so this is that's moving towards your dream. It's like, well, my dream has always been to be that, master of whatever, or be in that place in the relationship, or be in that place in the job or whatever. But that's my dream. And it's like, well, you're ready to move into that next step. So you've been doing the work, you've been putting in the effort. Now is the time. And then you have the devil. Dun, dun, dun. Don't be scared with this at all, because what the devil is, this is our shadow side. This is our tour guide that is taking us on this beautiful, beautiful adventure in this amusement park full of fear rides. We came here on purpose to experience all that stuff. That's where the restrictions come in. Usually they'll show people like with a chain around their neck or in a cage without a door, or like the devil has the chain across his open hand. He doesn't have a tight grip. It's just sitting there. And it all is telling us basically that our restriction is all within us. We're the ones that are making ourselves out of fear not live our dreams and do things and take steps towards things, because we're afraid of the repercussions. We're afraid that we're going to be punished, for not doing what we're supposed to do. All those expectations of the outside world are the bars around the cage, or like we talked about, the fence that's keeping the horse, in and restricted. But the great thing that with this card coming up, it's like, I always look at it like Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers series, because Dr. Evil is the villain. In this case it would be the devil, but he's like Dr. Evil, and he captures Austin Powers usually and spills his guts on what he's going to do to take over the world, because he doesn't plan on Austin Powers escaping, but he does, and he foils the plan. Well, in this case, our shadow is showing us those things on purpose, and not subtle ways. Brings it to our face, going, look, this is why you're feeling restricted and why you feel bound and blinded, like you're caged in this fence. This horse doesn't feel like it can run free. It's in a very small cage, but it winks at us and nudges us, because it's like, yeah, I'm telling you this so you can escape from it. And so it's actually our shadow doing this for us, bringing this information for us to our face. It's not doing things to us. And so when we look at it that way, we can find our freedom, right? Yeah, and here's the 3 of Wands. And this is perfect for what we're talking about here too, because the Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your energy. And the Three of Wands is really about, you had these original ideas of what you thought you were supposed to do and should do, and you thought you had a spark for it. And so you were putting these plans together on how you were going to get there. But now with new information coming in, new courage, this thirst for freedom, you're altering your course. It would be like if you were in the middle of in the middle of the United States or middle of a continent, and you were like, I'm going to go on a cruise. And so you plan on how I'm going to get from there to the coastline, and then when I get to the coastline, I'm going to get on this ship and go this direction. Well, you've made the plans, you've gotten to the coastline, but when now on your journey to get to the coastline, you've changed your mind, you've changed your passion, you've changed your direction, and you're no longer going to get on this boat to go that direction. You want to get on this boat to go this direction. So there is this message of changing your focus, changing your where you're headed, moving to a new step, moving to a new level, even climbing a ladder. Look at that. So you are going to this new level, and it's time. And it's okay. This is like that confirmation, because threes are very creative and new birth energy, and so you're ready for this new level. And then the final one is the Page of Wands. So yeah, new energy, new direction, new messages coming in from Spirit too. So if you're unsure of a direction, this is also a message letting you know that Spirit does want to help you in any way on your path, to bring you guidance, to bring you answers, to bring you signs and confirmations. So don't be afraid to ask for it, because they will definitely bring it to you. They won't mess with your free will, though. They honor and respect your free will. So if you ask of your own free will for them to bring you guidance, then they are more than happy and excited to do so. But if you're not asking for confirmation, it's like they're showing me like a little 2-year-old who wants to pour milk in their cereal for the first time. And you're like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Get the mop, get the paper towels, get ready. And you hand them the carton of milk, and you let them know, hey, if you want, ask for help. And then they're like, okay, but I will ask if I want to. And they're like, they want to do it themselves though. And they want, as the, Spirit is like our adult in our lives, right? And they're like, well, if we want to give them an opportunity to grow, because if they don't do that and spill some milk, then they're not going to learn and grow their strength and grow their skill. So we allow it. But if the little kid's going, oh, help, then they come in and help to pour the milk, right? And so I don't know why they showed that, but I guess don't cry over spilt milk, right? Allow yourself to have that growth, have that experience if you want to. There's no judgment in that. They want you to do that. But if you need help, ask for it, and they will give that to you. And then your final card, we're going to pull from these Everyday Miracles card, and these are based on the Course in Miracles. And this is just the final message that Spirit has for you that shows the air element. All right, so what's your final message for our air cards here? All right. Yep, I choose the joy of pain. And then there's a message here on the back too, and I'll read that too. And that says, no one created by God can find joy in anything except the eternal. Not because he's deprived of anything else, but because nothing else is worthy of him. Wow. Yeah. So I love this. Choosing the joy, choosing that thing that brings your heart joy instead of the pain, right? Of feeling constricted and feeling trapped. So this is where the freedom comes. Choosing those things that bring your heart joy. And a lot of that comes from connecting to that joy that's inside of you. We talked about with the magician here that this is your higher self. When you connect to your higher self, to that spiritual side of yourself, you connect to that beautiful unconditional love that's within you. And in doing so, you discover that passion that's in your heart, that thing that you really want to do. which is how you uniquely want to share your love with the world in your own unique way, not a restricted way, not a supposed to, should, need to, have to, way, but that's where the pain comes from, that restriction. You're such an expansive being that trying to keep yourself in a little bottle, it's like trying to keep a genie in a little tiny bottle. It's like, oh my gosh, all that power in this tiny little space is not joyful. It is painful because it's restricting, right? So this definitely is this wonderful message of live that dream. You're ready to take that next step towards living your dream, whatever that may be, whether it's a trip or going for a different position with your company or another, going to another level in your relationship, whatever it might be. It's like you're ready to do that, because what are you waiting for? To live your dream, to die? Live and don't just exist is kind of the overall message, right? So I love this for you, for all of you that chose the air element, to be free. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. When you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love and get these messages out to other people that could use it. Because when you like a video, or you share a video, you comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel especially, it makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, of course, I very greatly appreciate that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, all of you that chose this beautiful air element, as you go through this amazing month for Gemini season, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. If you chose reading number 4, which is the third house, then this is the reading for you. And the third house in the astrology, of course, really is about communication. It deals with relatives other than like parent and children, so all the other relatives outside of that. And it can be also kind of around transportation. But the energy we want to look into for this reading is we're going to be like, where in your life can you speak up and let your voice be heard? So we will look into that. I just want to let you know that all the cards that I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. These beautiful cards for this are the Heavenly Bodies Astrology. But the first card we're going to pick for the reading is the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, just to see what area of your life you could speak up about. Your voice be heard over that transportation, over the traffic. So for those that chose reading number 4, the third house, what would you like them to know? Okay, they do want this one. And you have the Wolf, the Pathfinder. Get to howl and make your voice heard, right? It says, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power, and you have a love that endures. So this is great. I'm going to put this right here. And we're also going to see what other energy comes with the wolf, but I really like that this is all about having your voice heard. And this is about your path. Speaking up about what you want for your path is what I feel like this is really gearing toward. And it says, the wolf is the teacher, the sage, and the pathfinder. The wolf is revered as one of the great totems in Native American culture because wolf, by their example, instructs us about leadership, survival, and social order. They teach us that power comes from the cooperative efforts of the pack. Wolves know their place and know what to do. They're loyal mates. Their parenting instincts are strong, and the entire pack helps raise the young. So wolf is loving, but also very firm. So wolf has an extraordinary strength and endurance. If this is your totem, you may be asked to take a leadership role in your community, possibly. You may feel drawn to teaching and help raising the young. You may be asked to be a mentor and a guide to others. With the wolf as your totem, you'll certainly succeed in any of those endeavors. They will ask you to not avoid your responsibilities with your pack. You are the accountable one and should be proud that others can depend on you. The moon is an ally to the wolf and represents wisdom and intuition from the feminine divine. Wolf people are great friends, lovers, teachers, and parents. So ask the wolf to help you find your best life, right? And they have like questions or comments or statements that you can kind of ponder throughout this Gemini season, and there's 4 of them. The first one is, are you trying to do everything on your own? Let others help. Number 2, remember to stay close to your pack. Number 3, are you shirking responsibility? And number 4, are others influencing you to leave your path? And out of all of these, I really feel, this is a general reading, of course, but for the majority of you, I really feel this is about speaking up about your path. I feel like all of this responsibility, all this pack mentality that you've had, you've actually sacrificed your path a lot. You've given up. You've given in. You have, when it came down to either you or others, you chose others. It's always like your norm. But the thing about wolves is they also have a time where they become a lone wolf, where they leave the pack, go off on their own for their own adventures. They eventually can come back to the pack if they so wish, but this is a time for you to choose and speak up for your path, is what I really feel. We're also going to pull from these Tarot of the Divine and see what else they want you to know about this pathfinding, about your speaking up with your voice there. All right, that was a nice attempt at a shuffle. Let me try again. There we go. One more time. All right, what else for our pathfinders here? Okay, do you want these 2? That one, and that one. Okay. All right, we'll start with this one here, and you've got the 8 of Cups. Yeah, so Cups are your emotions, and the 8 of Cups is leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. They're leaving the pack. This is the lone wolf like I was talking about. You're stepping away from those emotions that aren't serving you. They did serve you on purpose for a time, because you did want to feel like what it felt like to sacrifice your dreams for others, your path for others, to remain silent, to feel resentment, to feel left out, to feel abandoned, to feel like you don't have, your a right to your life. You're supposed to do all these responsibilities. You're supposed to sacrifice everything. That especially is true for those that take on a mother role in people's lives. It's pretty much embedded in a lot of societies that you have a child, you sacrifice everything for that child. But one of the things that they're bringing to mind is that when you give up your everything for your life and not live your dreams, you teach by example and show the child that your dreams are not important either, right? And so that is an important piece. If you're concerned and have that guilt around, well, I can't live my dream, I want to pour everything into my children. It's like, well, if you're very intelligent, you're very much able to maneuver things, and especially when you believe that you have the right to do that, and that is such a strong thing you can teach your children, you'll find unique, ingenious ways to live your dream while including them and showing them what it means to live a dream. I also love that the moon was present here, like we talked about with the wolf. It's not a full moon, but it is like a new moon, so it's ready for new emotions, it's the new process, the next step, right? And then you have the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Cups is about movement of emotions. The Eight of Wands is about movement of your energy. You're ready to shift your energy. And this is a fast moving type of thing that's coming in. You are so ready for this that you are ready to make this movement. You're ready to exchange this energy and move it to a new place. The eights are very much about moving to next level. And so you are ready for this new adventure. You're ready for this newness to come in. There's also a side message here that this is messages coming in from spirit from you as well. So during this Gemini season, really be aware, and if you are looking for messages from above, from the spiritual realm, they are going to be showing you stuff all over the place, whether it's in the physical world through license plates or bumper stickers or songs on the radio or weird rogue junk email, or it's just thoughts popping into your head or emotions popping into your heart. You're going to be getting these messages all over the place from spirit. So, this definitely talked about the wolf's connection to the moon, and so that intuition and that gut, it's very much an important piece of this journey for you. And then you have the Knight of Coins. So coins or pentacles are all about your outside world, and it's like how you're determining your worth based on the outside world. All of the knights have a quest. That's what knights do. The Knight of Coins or Pentacles is in search of the Ace of Pentacles, which is on the forehead of the cow or the bull there. And what that means is the Ace of Coins is about new opportunities. It is about new ways of looking at your worth based on the outside world too, because I feel like the coins and the pentacles is the worth that we put on ourselves, and the journey of this whole humanity, I feel, is about a journey of worth, going from this place of feeling we're worth less to discovering and remembering who we really are, and discovering that we're priceless. And so there's this beautiful journey on here. And so this quest about your worth is coming into play with everything that we're talking about. There also is the side note that it takes time for the outside world to catch up with our inside. You have a lot of this beautiful movement happening within, but just understand it takes time for it to seep out into the outside world, because we don't change from the outside in, we change from the inside out. The world changes from the inside out, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So as we change on the inside, then we see the outside world begin to change along with us too. And then you have the King of Coins. So this is great. So you have the Knight of Coins, and then you have the King of Coins. So this is beautiful, because it definitely tells me that the Knight finds the quest, you find this worth within you, because that's what this the King, really, one of the big awareness is the wisdom that it gleans, because it's at the end of the Pentacles suit. It really discovers its worth, because it has gone through trying to define itself by the outside world, like by relationships, by situations like education or jobs or social status, or by physical things like our bodies or our possessions or our bank accounts. And he found himself feeling unstable and lacking in each one of those, because they are unstable. Relationships, people change or pass away, so relationships are unstable. Situations never stay the same, and of course things or our bodies deteriorate, break down, or are stolen, and so they are all unstable. And so he learned that finding and turning inward for his worth is what set him free. And again, a huge full moon. You can almost picture a wolf there howling at the moon, right? So I love that. And then you have the sun. So the sun is one of the most, the king of coins and the sun probably are in tight running for the most abundant, resourceful cards, of victory and success. At least in the top 5, they're all battling it out, right? But so this is a very victorious card, but the sun also shines light on. And so with this intuition and this awareness that is coming in here, it is shining a great light on everything in your life. It's going to show you your strengths. It's going to show you who you are, but it's the wolf going out and getting away from it. And so night and day, you see both of these beautiful, bright sources of light in your life that are bringing you truths about your life, and it'll shine, showing you your strengths and everything. They always say, like, the sun will also shine on the cobwebs, show you areas of your life where you're stagnant and where you're like, okay, I see that worth, those challenges of my worth that I've been holding on in the darkness for so long, and the sun comes in and it goes, puts a spotlight on it, and you're like, oh my God, no, like a vampire seeing the sun. But it's for you. It's for your experience. It's for your growth. And it helps you move into this new, beautiful energy. So I love it. And then you have the 7 of Cups. And the cups are your emotions. And the 7 of Cups for me is showing you your power, because it is showing you that you have the power to choose what emotion you want to feel around any situation. And the 7 of Cups for me with your reading is really telling me, because you have the 8 of Cups where you're moving and leaving old emotions behind that no longer serve you. The 7 for me is showing me this, the sun is revealing the blocks that you have for you in your emotional area of your life. Those things, those memories that were told to you that you felt, where you felt worthless, that you felt, again, that you had to sacrifice yourself, that you're not worthy to have your dreams, that your purpose is to be behind the scenes helping everyone else with theirs. And there's that resentment there. There's that, feeling low about yourself, that you don't deserve it. But there's this change, this switch that's happening. And I love it that all of these, it's like the Aladdin's lamp, right? That you get to choose, and you get to choose what you want to do with all that energy that you have coming in for you here too. So a very freeing, very wonderful month here for you for this Gemini season. We're also going to pull here from these Everyday Miracles cards, which are based on the Course in Miracles, just to see what the final message that Spirit has for you. One more time. All right. So for those that chose the 3rd house, what's your final message right here? And it says, in quiet, I receive God's word today. And I'll let you see that, and I'll read that as well. And that says, true prayer must avoid the pitfall of asking to entreat. Ask, rather, to receive what is already given, to accept what is already there. And I really like this about the in quiet, I receive God's word, because in quiet, this is about getting away. Like we were talking about, become a lone wolf for at least this Gemini season. And it doesn't mean that you have to become a hermit and away from everyone all the time. But it is definitely about making sure to take time for you, to look at what you want in life, what you're ready to leave behind, what you want to really head toward. And in that quiet, you receive those messages of love from above. You get to have that intuition, like it says, talking to the spirit world, the creator spirit, your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors. You have a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light that want to help you. We talked about all this messages from spirit coming in here. when you get away from the chaos of the world, the chaotic fear of that the world brings us, and all the emotions that are connected to fear, like the resentment and the sadness and all those fear-based emotions that make you feel uncomfortable, those are loud and noisy. And when we're investing all our energy in those, we can't hear the whispers of love from above. But if you can get away from the chaos, like go into the eye of the storm, purposely raise your vibration, your frequency to that of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that is the frequency at which Spirit speaks. And then you can hear what they are telling you. You can see what they're wanting you to see. They always hear you, no matter what, because they have, supersonic bionic hearing. They can hear at any frequency, but for us to hear them, we have to be on that frequency. So that's the message for you here. A wonderful, wonderful, just this release, And I know that guilt of feeling like you are supposed to be there for everyone else. This month, you're getting a reprieve to make a permission slip to take some time for you, focus on you and your dreams and your connection to that spirit world, because it is designed for you. You came across this reading on purpose, for a purpose, and I love it for you. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button. Also click the subscribe button. That gives you access to the notification bell. And if you go in there, just select all, and you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. And also doing those things helps spread the love. It helps these messages get out to more people that could hear the messages. And when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you definitely subscribe to a channel, the YouTube algorithm just gets so excited and giddy that it wants to share the messages with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, of course, I am very, very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, all of you that chose the third house, as you go through this amazing month, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month, but I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care. Happy birthday, all you Gemini sun babies, and welcome to your bonus reading. And we're going to be pulling cards for the next 3 months. So from whenever your birthday is, out 30 days to that day the next month, and the next month, the next month. So we'll do 3 months and give you a little scoop on what the Creator wants you to know about your upcoming 3 months. Side note, all the cards I use, I do list in the description box below. And we're going to start off with these Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Just pull one card for each month. So for your first month is this one. For the second month, okay, they're doing this one, and then they also gave you the third month here. So we have those, and then we're also going to use the Tarot of the Divine for clarity around each of those months. So for the first month, okay, do it that one and that one. This one and this one, so they want 4. So for the second month, whoa, okay, I guess that one is there. What else? Okay, they do want that one, that one, that one, and then for the third month, please. Okay, that one. They don't want that one, but they want these 2. All right, and then we also have these Everyday Miracles, which are based on the Course in Miracles. And this will be one for each. Okay, they have this one. Secret. So the second month. Okay. They have this one here. And then the third month, please. Okay. So they want this one right here. All right. So we will put the third month there, the second month here, and we'll go into your first month. And you have the peacock or vibrancy. Love this energy for you for your first month, your celebratory first month. And it says you were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. So definitely, I love that. So recognize just the amazing, actually I'm going to do it like this. There's a little brightness there. We'll do it right here. So, recognize your brilliance, recognize who you are, but don't be cocky about it. Don't be peacocky about it, but also recognize it and know that you have this beautiful talents, this beautiful awareness that you can bring to the world. And if you look into the Gemini characteristics, it's so fitting for that too, because you do have this ability to teach and to share, and you are this air sign that collects all this information. You can be a master communicator on things on your higher side of your energy. And of course, the lower vibration piece is that cockiness where you put people in their place with your mental ability, because you can cover a large variety of subjects very easily, but that can make other people feel stupid, right? So it's about how you do it is a big piece there. Yes, let miracles replace all grievances. And then I'll let you see that, and then I'll read it on the back here. And it says, it is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. So there is this, I like this theme that's coming in here too, because it's like recognize your abilities, and that other people might have, out of jealousy or fear, might have done things, right, that made you hold these grievances toward them, right? To have those resentments, that anger, those hurt feelings, feel the pain that the other individuals, events, those activities they did, the words they said, that you allowed them to bring this pain into your experience. But it's time for you to move into a new place with all of that. We'll get more, of course, information on these. I'm going to read from the book here with the peacock here too. Because the peacock is the most iridescent of all birds. Their feathered cloak of blue, aqua, and gold is worthy of royalty. Their boisterous cries hold both mockery and laughter, which comes from their regal self-confidence. Peacocks are blessed with clear vision that notices the smallest detail. Because of their ability to eat poisonous snakes, peacocks were used as protectors in ancient temples. If peacock appears, good luck will follow. The feathers of peacock are symbols for protection, prosperity, and sensuality. They can be used in smoke rituals to cleanse and renew the aura. And the peacock is a symbol for rebirth and new beginnings, like its cousin, the elusive phoenix. So if the peacock is your totem, you have a colorful and vibrant personality that is sure to win admirers, which, charm is common for all air signs. So you definitely have this charm about you. And you can raise yourself to great heights of brilliance in your field. So peacock people have the gift of observation and keen perception. Your inner vision brings you wisdom and foresight. You must guard against letting your vanity or pride get the better of you. The best peacocks are just their authentic selves. Your positivity and radiance help lift others up to realize their own worth. You're crowned with beauty and grace. And the reflections that you can look into during your first month after your birthday, if whatever one of these resonate with you, if any of them. There's 4 of them. One question is, have you been hiding your inner beauty? Number 2, have you lost sight of the value of others? Number 3, has vanity made you arrogant? And number 4, practice humility. I love that. The difference between arrogance and confidence is important for me to mention here. They want me to let you know. So, confidence is the belief and awareness of your own ability. Arrogance is about you comparing yourself to others. So it's like saying, I have some awesome creativity and I love my artistic flow. That's confidence. Arrogance is, I am the best painter out of my whole family and school and the world. That's arrogance, because you're comparing yourself to everyone else. But just being confident in your abilities is different. So I love that. And then let's see what else the tarot have to say about your first month. And you have the 6 of Swords. So Swords is the air energy. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And this is moving from one shore to another. So you do have this flow, this change, this movement in your thoughts and beliefs. So things are changing, which is great for what we were seeing here, because this is about, the way you look at yourself, the way you look at others. You're having this change in your thinking and your mindset. Yeah. Because here's the Fool card, which is the 0 card. It's all about new beginnings. You're beginning a new cycle, a new adventure, a new journey. You're jumping off into this new beautiful path. So this is so perfect for what we were talking about here too, because you are ready for this recognition. And of course, this is a new year, a new rotation around the sun. So beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. And then you have the Devil. And this is not a bad card. This is actually great for it to show up for you, because it's like it's our shadow. It's a piece of ourselves. It's the tour guide through this amusement park of fear, this human experience. They know what's going on under the surface and behind the scenes. And the Devil card usually shows people either with a loose chain around their neck. One of my favorites is like this cage that has someone in it, but there's no door on it. And sometimes they'll even show like a devil's hand, and the chain that holds around the people's necks is open. It's not a grip. And all of it basically shows us that our limitations, our restrictive feelings, the feelings of feeling trapped and limited, they're all within us, and we can take that chain like right off our necks, or just slip it right outside, the devil's hand, or step outside the cage, because it's just our belief and our mindsets that are keeping us feeling trapped. That's what's great with the 6 of Swords being here, is because there is this movement of your thoughts and beliefs that brings you the freedom. Yeah. And here you have the 2 of Swords. So this basically is telling you that you have 2 places that you choose your thoughts and beliefs from. One is from the human, from the fear-based world. The other is from the soul. The Fool card also, for me, represents like the soul before they're jumping off into our journey here. And you do have 2 places. So this over here would be like your thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in the fear-based world of the human side, all those supposed to be's and should be's and needs to be's, have to be's and musts. But then she has her eyes closed, and you can see this one here involves the moon, which this shows you that you have that intuitive side, that spiritual side, that you can connect to the higher realms. You can connect higher, get the capital T truths of the higher realm, and so you do have these 2 places that you can make your choices from. And neither of them is right, neither of them is wrong. It's just experiences on this journey and this adventure for you. But this card brings you freedom, because it's like center to everything. They want me to put it like that. Because no matter what is happening, what has made you feel trapped before is that this is what it is supposed to mean. This is how I'm supposed to feel, right? But now you get to choose. And just knowing that there's another choice, every moment is of the fear of losing conditional love or of unconditional love. And so you always have this choice that you can make, realizing that there are two sides of you, Geminis, which you definitely understand because you're the twins. You have these two sides of your life. And so this duality that's there, this is just a huge, big step up. And I love that. There's even two peacocks there, and there's two people in the boat. So definitely there's this duality that's coming in your first month, recognizing that you have this power of choice with where you're headed over this next year. So I'm going to put these to the side, and we'll move into the second month, which was this one. And so your card here is the Loon. You get to be loony your second month. And it also says intuitive. So listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Wow, beautiful. Love that. And we'll also read from the book on the Loon here for you. Yeah, the call of the loon stirs the soul. Their sounds evoke reverence and imagination. Loons have a complex communication system that's highly evolved. Loons are powerful and intuitive. Knowing from within comes quickly for loon people. Their flashes of insight and imagination are highly developed. They mate for life and teach the ideals of family and fidelity to those with this totem. They're excellent partners and parents. They often carry their offspring on their backs, and they're excellent communicators as they relate well with others, which that's totally Gemini energy. When the Loon arrives or you hear them call, it may be time to pay attention to your own intuition and be discerning of your situation. If this is your totem, you'll be a great communicator. Insights and answers easily rise from the depths of your subconscious. Family love is important, and you protect the ones you love. So take time at dawn on the still lake of your mind and connect with your song. Be vocal, chant, love your family. You will always succeed if you listen to the wisdom within. Look to your own reflection to see how beautiful, unique, and elegant you are. Wow, so perfect. Definitely about your master communicators. It's such the huge Gemini energy. And then the reflective things that you can reflect on for the second month are you ignoring warnings from your loved ones? Number 2, are you so busy you have forgotten the sanctuary of love? Number 3, are you communicating your feelings? And number 4, be brave and speak your truth. So I love that for you. And then let's also read this. Yeah. Let me not see myself as limited. And then you also have the back side here, which I'll read as soon as you see that there. And that says, who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? Yes, definitely, like it was talking about, you have this beautiful ability to fly high, and like it's mentioning before, even the previous month, this is very much your the first month you had the choice where you could see that you have two choices to come from, and this next month is like you're really in tune with your intuition. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, you have the Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles, and so this is showing you that you have new opportunities coming your way during the second month. Also, the coins or the pentacles has to do with how you are putting worth on yourself based on the outside world and what's going on in it. And so there is this new, it's like the first month with that peacock where you were discovering your worth and discovering your talents and really acknowledging them, that this is the month where you really start to have opportunities because of that, and that you are really making these huge steps in recognizing your worth. Yep, and then you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, so Six of Wands. Wands is like your energy, your drive, your ambition, your passion, but this is about recognition. So this is that you do get recognition of your talents and your abilities, both on the earthly plane and on the spiritual plane. The spiritual plane, they have unconditional love for us. They are all seeing, all knowing, so they already know everything about us, and they're in awe of you. So you definitely, with this intuitiveness, and as you take time to connect to the spiritual realm, you'll really see that now you care less about the physical world's acknowledgement, because with this change of your worth, the Six of Wands is like changing from one way of thinking to another. The way of perceiving your acknowledgement changes from the outside world to the heavenly, eternal world, the spiritual world instead. And so you are seeing that by the messages that you get from the outside world, and just by the emotions and I really feel like with intuitiveness for this month, you are going to be getting tons of validation from spirit from all over the place. Yep, because you have death and rebirth. So you definitely, like the first month, you had the Fool card, which was like the new beginnings. It's like this transformation of yourself continues to change. You're letting old things go that no longer serve you, allowing openings and rebirth for new things coming in, which makes total sense. Yeah. I laugh. The Three of Cups it's like a celebration. It's joy. It's emotions. It's like feeling the pure joy of who you really are. The Three of Cups, I giggle on there too, because for me, this is a special message from spirit guides, that this is them surrounding you, that they are with you. They are part of the party always. You've got your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides. You've got loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, of course, the creator and spirit, and just all of these slew of beings of unconditional love and light. They surround you. This is them saying, hey, we're here. We surround you. We're always around. With that intuitiveness, they're like, please talk to us. We want you to hear from us. And as you raise your energy from the outside world of chaos and fear, which is so loud and noisy, and when you specifically focus in on like unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that's the frequency at which spirit speaks. So as you raise your frequency to that, then they can hear you even more. You can hear them even more clearly. They always can hear you because they have that super powerful hearing that they can do. But so I love this. This is definitely a month of being aware of the messages that are going around, focusing your energy to communicate and watch for signs, because you're going to be getting them from all over the place. I love it. All right, and then we're moving into your third month after your birthday. And for that, you've got the butterfly rebirth. So more rebirth. The 3 months, you're definitely going through a beautiful transformation your first 3 months after your birthday. This is crazy. It says you can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Can't make this up. So you definitely are getting like a repetitive message over these 3 months. Definitely you are going through this beautiful unfolding that's coming in with that. And it says, if butterfly has fluttered into your awareness, know that change is in the air. If you see butterfly in your garden, expect new opportunities for prosperity and friendship. Butterflies bring beauty and color to life, but it doesn't always start that way. Butterfly asks us to be patient with ourselves and to consider life's chapters, which are caterpillar, cocoon, emerging, and flight. For butterfly people, the stages of beginning, struggle, birthing, and completion must be viewed as one cycle of experience. And this is butterfly's law of progression. Relate this law to your daily activities and have faith in your future. Results will show in time. Butterfly people remember that change is good. A new day will soon be birthed, and the endings are also a beginning. So if butterfly is your totem, you have grace, eloquence, and understanding. Everyone is blessed by your beauty and indomitable faith in goodness. You love the garden and flowers are your friends. You understand that happiness is found in simple things. Know that you were born to fly and that you will have many glorious days in the sun. I love it. And then the things that you can reflect on during this third month are: 1, have you been acting like a social butterfly? Is it time to get real on relationships? Number 2, are you stuck in your cocoon? Number 3, have you lost connection to the nectar of life, which is happiness? And 4, do not resist change. Love that. And then you've got, look at flowers and sunlight, right? Light and joy and peace abide in me. And then this message here, which says, you are as God created you, not what you made of yourself. What evil you may think you did, you are as God created you. Whatever mistakes you made, the truth about you is unchanged. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. I love that because, when it talks about mistakes, and there's, religions of all kinds and beliefs of all kinds around our imperfection and how low we are and limited, and all that's the human experience. We come here to experience all of that. So there's nothing wrong with all those beliefs and religions and different things, because they do rattle our cages. They allow us to experience what it might feel like to feel like a caterpillar, small, hungry, crawling along the forest floor in fear that something's going to eat us. All that we come here on purpose for a purpose. But when we are able to connect to our higher selves, to that, like we talked about pretty much in the first and second month, but really the last month would have been connecting to the spirit world, you understand more and more about the unconditional love of the other side. And when you look at it that way, it's a big path we come to in our lives, that you ask yourself, does the creator of all things love me unconditionally or conditionally? And that's a huge piece, because if you believe the creator loves you conditionally, you're going to live a life full of fear of letting it, even if there's one condition. What if I didn't meet that one condition? Now I'm going to be unloved by the creator of all things, and what comes from that, right? But when you connect and really understand that the love that the other side has for us is unconditional, not even one, because that's all it takes, one condition to make something conditional. So if there's no conditions, then I meet 100% of those conditions, because there are none. And so the creator and the other side see us as perfect, see us as these amazing creations. They don't look and see mistakes or flaws or anything like that. They just see actions, they just see choices, but they don't have judgment around it, because it takes conditions to have judgment. So let's see what else comes for you from these 4 cards. Yep, we got Temperance, which is all about balancing things out, balancing the human world and the spirit world. So you had a lot of in-depth intuition and connection to the spirit world, and so you are having this balancing that's coming out between the two, understanding that there's this ebb and flow between the human side and the spirit side. Yeah, and then you have the hanged man. In this one, it's the hanged woman, right? But this is all about seeing things from a higher perspective. And that's what happens, right, with the beautiful butterfly. After they've been the caterpillar for so long, they go into that cocoon, they dissolve away those thoughts and those beliefs of who they were, and they transform. But the butterfly still, the middle piece is still like represents the caterpillar, even though the rest of it has transformed with these beautiful wings, and it's changed in itself, but they're always part of one another. And it's the understanding, seeing things from a higher perspective, but also knowing that all your experiences of the caterpillar are always a part of you. It wasn't something that was wrong, it was part of our experience. And then you have the King of Coins. Yeah, this would be King of Pentacles also, sometimes it's called. And there's the beautiful awarenesses that come with the King of Pentacles. This is about abundance, wholeness, completeness. But the king, having been through all of the coins, been through all the pentacles suit, he has some great wisdom that he's gleaned about his worth from the outside world, which we kind of touched on in one of the months. But they see that when they define themselves by the outside world, they felt unstable because, we're taught that we define ourselves by relationships. We define ourselves by situations like jobs and education and social status, etc. We also define ourselves by our bodies and by the physical things, our possessions, our bank account. But the king realizes that people, with the relationships, people change or they pass away. So those relationships, if we define ourselves by it, we feel unstable. Also, jobs and education and situations never stay the same. So those things are unstable, as well as our bodies and our possessions and bank accounts, because things break down, deteriorate, or are stolen. So all those things are unstable and temporary if they do fulfill us at all. But it's that passing away of those things. They no longer, we don't use those to define ourselves anymore, with that awareness that this king brings, because he found his worth from within, from up above. And that's what this is all about. So I love that. And then your final card here is the Knight of Swords. And this is great because all knights have a quest, because that's what knights do. They have quests. And the Knight of Swords, his quest is for the Ace of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And that Knight of Swords is the Ace of Swords is very powerful, because what it does is, one, it allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, that's rooted in unconditional love. But it also allows you to slice away and cut away those small T truths of the human world, all those things that the King of Coins was telling us about, relationships and situations and things. I don't have to define myself by those things. That's untrue. Those are small T truths of the human and the fear world. Those things that get melted away when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. It sorts through, finds out those capital T truths and the small T truths. And that's what I always say, like we're talking about with religions and beliefs of any kind. Whenever I have friends or clients that ask me, well, how do I know if my religion is true or that religion is true or whatever? And I'm like, well, one, there's going to be truth and found everywhere. But to find out what is the capital T truth and what is man, if there's a man involved, human involved, there's going to be some of the human ego, fear-based stuff involved. And so there's going to be some little bit of a taint to, whatever they're involved in, because it's part of their makeup, right? It's the little child in each one of us wants to feel in control and feel safe. And so it creates stuff to do that. But I would tell them that if it's of unconditional love, then, that's the piece that's from the spirit world. If it has fear in it, that's from the man world. So there's this beautiful awareness, this beautiful working out that's coming here. And I love the rebirth that comes through all of this. So I am loving this beautiful start for your year, all you Gemini sun babies. I'm excited to see where you go with all this and where you flutter, because you're going to be flying high for sure in beautiful, beautiful ways. So I love this for you. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings that I put out, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a few other types. So if you don't want to miss out on these and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button. Also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on my channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it wants to share the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I greatly appreciate that. And also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. Right, you Gemini sun babies, as you go around this next beautiful rotation around the sun, I wish that you will be blessed with more unconditional love, joy, laughter, and peace that you can almost handle. And also know that as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have a very happy birthday. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.